Hello everyone, today I got something for you that a lot of you have been asking for, and that's a tier list. I didn't want to make one too fast. I wanted to get used to the game, get kind of the feel of the heroes in it, so I wasn't just copying somebody else's and throwing it out there. Now this tier list is going to be based at 8 stars, and this is only going to be for the strength class inside the game. And when I say strength class, I'm referring to the axe that's equipped inside the gear. Currently, there's 3 different classes for gear. We have strength, we have agility, and we have intelligence. Along with that, 8 stars, I'm figuring this out at about level 201, meaning that we're gonna have all of our skills unlocked, and the final awakened skill is going to be at that level 1. I'm also a big believer of not going in with more than 2 of the same class. So if you do go in with, say, 3 strength class, you're going to find that the 3rd one's gear is just so much weaker just because what you're holding in your inventory. The way I do my tier list, if you have a hero in the row and it's on the left, it is not better or worse than the one to the right of it. I just consider that whole row equal. And I better say that one again because that was a little bit of a tongue tangler right there. Whole row equal. That actually took me 6 times to say that, and I actually started tangling over tongue tangling. I also like to name my rows just to make it a little bit more fun for myself, and that's pretty much it. But the rows I named them out here is in the last place ones will be I'll wait for a balance. 3rd row is it's okay. 2nd row is wow impressive, and for all you DBZ fans out there, it's over 9,000. So the first one I'm going to put inside the needs a game balance is going to be Recon. This one is just nothing that ever feels like a threat to me when going up against, and even when I have played it, it just kind of felt a little bit blah. The skills are a little bit strange too. They don't really line up, or there's nothing that really pops on it that says, man, this is a nice skill. And even the final one, at least at 1 star of when you die, reducing energy of all heroes, they're going to catch that up pretty quickly anyways. The next one I'm going to throw on that row is Lagoon, and even though I do like this whole stun ability on it, once again, these things just are kind of lined up for strange ways to set the skills. The passive skill Bull Rush is kind of nice though. With every 4 attacks to him, he will stun that attacker, but even the final awakened skill there, when he does die, he's only going to be stunning the front row. Still, this one can be pretty tanky, and when going into Ancestral Tomb, this does pair up pretty nicely with Kion. The last one I'm going to throw in this row is going to be Xenon. Now, I don't actually have this one yet, but whenever I go up against him, it just doesn't feel like a threat at all. And this is a lot of debuffing, healing, and stuff like that. And even with going in with Element, you'd think this would be a pretty solid counter in it, but it doesn't really seem to affect it at all. When dying and applying a debuff to all enemies at 50% healing, it doesn't really seem like that's going to last too long, and the next round it's just going to be Almond just pumping it back in. Now this might be a little bit stronger and better once you get that to 2 stars for the Awakened skill, but for right now at 8 stars, this just doesn't really seem too doable for me. For the next row, it's okay. The first one I'm going to put in there is Oleon, and this seems to be a lot of healing and a little bit of attack here. It almost feels like instead of making this a dealer strength hero, they should have made it a tanker strength hero. Now don't get me wrong, Oleon, he has the highest attack out of all the strength classes, but combined with these abilities, it just seems like, hey, let's make a tank and then go give it a high attack, drop down the HP a little bit, and see how it does. For me and my using of him, I'm not really too impressed yet, but maybe I just need to play with it more because it does seem like it has potential, I just haven't seen it yet. Next on this row, we have Harfa, and I will say I'm a huge fan of this silence effect. There's nothing better in my opinion than just watching enemies sitting there waiting to use their active and not being able to pull it off. And I do really like the awakened skill of when you die after 2 rounds, you revive yourself, but it's not much health that you get at level 1, and there's not a lot of energy too, so you pretty much get revived just to do a normal attack. Things might be quite different though once you get this to 15 stars, but that's 15 stars right there. That's going to take a little bit before we see them, and you're going to probably find yourself using much better heroes than this. Once again, nothing really of a scare when I'm going in with my team up against a Harfa, but it can be annoying when you just do see him pop up, you gotta kill him again, and you could have used that hit on somebody else. In the next row, wow impressive, I have Graco first, and I almost threw him in the one over 9,000. Was right on the edge of it there. I really do like the skill set of this hero. Now I gotta say, I really love the active skill. Whenever you go and attack, you're hitting a group of enemies, and not to mention, there's a 100% chance to stun them. It just is insane, and it's really annoying to go up against this one. If you ever have gone up against one, you know how even more annoying it is to have them die and then just keep on popping up every 2 rounds. So frustrating, it takes away from everybody else you're hitting, and it just feels like you keep on clobbering on them. But the Awaken skill is one that I really enjoy because that's going to be giving lifesteal and an attack increase to all adjacent enemies. But the Awaken skill, this is something different, and if you've never hit a hero with lifesteal before, you gotta try this one. Not only is it going to give lifesteal, but it's going to give an attack increase that in this situation, I think it lasts 2 turns at level 1. I was wrong, it was only 1 turn, but it does get cast twice, and this is something that could get really annoying and really just kind of sharpen up your heroes, especially when you have everybody low on health. He dies out, you go, start healing yourself back up. Next thing you know, he pops up again, dies again, you heal yourself up all over again, and then he pops up again. It really is an amazing hero, and I don't feel like a lot of people have had the chance to get this at a high enough star level to really see its full potential. Next on this row, I have Taros, and this one, I don't see a lot of people use him, but when I do go up against him, he can be quite tricky, and it definitely is a pain. This is one with a damage immunity shield that when he dies, he's going to throw it on a random hero, and you know how annoying those shields can be when you just keep on attacking, you're not doing any damage, and you're just wasting a turn. Now for the Awaken skill, I know I just gave Harfa a hard time about this, but you will revive at the end of the turn. Versus Harfa, it's going to be you wait 2 rounds. Instead of the 30% health that Harfa gets, you're going to be getting 40% on this one. You're still going to be getting 0 energy, but when playing with it, it just feels all around a lot better. Next on the list, we have a Bala, and this was another one that was getting close to going up to the next level, but I don't think it was quite there yet. With that provoke debuff, you know how annoying it is to just go, have it hit, and then your highest attack enemy is just coming back and trying to do damage to the Bala, but with the reduction to it, it just seems like you're not really doing anything at all. By round 5, you already have a 40% increase in defense, throwing shields on your lowest hit point ally. It just seems like overall the skill set on this one is pretty nice. And this is also a wonderful one to go in with the Cave of Abyss. Now the next one I'm a little bit spoiled with, and that's going to be Babu. I've gotten a ton of these cards, and I already have him sitting at 12 stars, and it's pretty awesome in my opinion. But having an active skill that does AoE damage and heals you for all the damage that's dealt, it's a quick way to just get yourself filled right back up. Similar to a Bala, we're going to be getting that 40% defense after round 5, and we'll also be getting the same for our crit defense. Anybody hit by a crit attack, Babu's going to throw a shield on them. And then even the normal attacks are going to be healing you too. Now when taking a critical hit straight to Babu, he's going to be stunning that enemy. Overall, I love the mechanics of this one. I'm hoping to get more of them, and this will probably be the first one I'm going to try to get to 15 stars. The next one I feel is a little bit hated on by some of the community, and that's going to be Olga. Now this hero right here is like the crowd control magician, able to deal it, able to prevent it, and overall, it's pretty freaking cool. There's been numerous battles that I've won when it comes to the counterattack. When you drop below that certain health, you get hit, bam, hit right back to him. Get hit again, hits another enemy. And it just seems like free attacks you're getting in there every time this happens. Overall, I think the skill set of this is pretty sweet, and even though a lot of people aren't really crazy about it, I'd say if you haven't tried her, throw her on, see how she does, and I think you might actually be impressed. In over 9,000, we have Rochelle first, and this hero just seems to be absolutely broken. That damage immunity is just incredibly crazy, especially paired up with somebody like Almond. It's almost like you kill them, they revive themselves all the way back up to full health, and all it's really doing is just preventing you from slapping them left and right. The shields come out, and this can be very frustrating to go up against. Still to this day, between 750 and 1,000 pulls inside the game, I still have not pulled a single Rochelle. And I'm hoping maybe when I start my next account on a new server that I'll have better luck and really could drive into this one. But I'm jealous for anybody that has this, and I can't wait till I see the opportunity to grab one myself. The last hero we have, which is also in over 9,000, is Kion. And as you know and have played with him, this is an absolute beast altogether, no pun intended. Pair this one up with Lulu and lined up properly, those heroes in the back have no chance of staying alive as they're just going to get one shot by Kion. This really causes a lot of players to split their packs so they're not getting those additional adjacent buffs from their other heroes, and this is just a great way to kind of go and throw a mix in a thing while Kyan's still doing some crazy damage, getting some healing back when he does it, and overall, he's a powerhouse. So overall guys, this is where I'm ranking it. This is just my own personal opinion. If you don't like where I put something, don't take it personally. This is just the way I see it and view the game from my experience inside it. Just because I said it's bad, somebody else might say it's good. Use your own opinion on all this stuff. If you guys want to know more about the terminology inside the game, things like accuracy, penetration, heal recovery, check out this video right up over here. Thanks for watching, and remember, I pick my butt.